Good morning, everybody. And this morning we would love, and I say we, Maria, Judith, and myself, on behalf of the holistic therapist community, we'd love to say a warm welcome to Catherine Clooney, who's going to explain her journey and how the concept of her facial reflexology and the whole thing came together, and her journey and how she got there. So we're very excited about this. So thank you so much for coming, Catherine.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Sharon. That's fabulous. Thank you. So I'll just begin by sort of saying how I found reflexology, I suppose. I was working in a corporate environment, and I was very stressed many years ago in working in London. So I was having reflexology treatments, and I just found them so wonderful for me at that time. And the environment that I was working in really wasn't me. So there wasn't an awful lot of hesitation there. So I decided to become a reflexologist. And then I did what many of us do for a few years, is I actually worked in both until completely working in reflexology. But I had lived in the Middle East kind of years earlier, and I was thinking about the women. I kept thinking about the women that I'd met whilst I was there, the local women. I had a fantastic opportunity to spend time with these women who were absolutely amazing, really. And they were amazing with each other. They were so caring and supportive of each other, and they physically were touching and supporting each other as well. So there was henna on hands, there was oil through hair, there was massage, there was different techniques that they were using that I was fascinated by then. And when I was working with my clients, I thought there were some clients that couldn't really have foot reflexology for varying reasons. It could be amputees, people with diabetes, people also who just didn't like to have their feet touched for various reasons. So I wanted to investigate the face a little bit more, which I did. And then I went traveling to Southeast Asia and learned more while I was there. So I was in Cambodia, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. So these places are just so in tune with complementary treatments where people can be helped without the cost of going to a medical facility, because people in villages just look after each other, really, and learn and pass on these ancient methods. So that was really, really interesting. So I came back and combined, I wanted to do something that combined my experience from the teachings I had learnt, the courses I had done, and then from the teachings I had learnt while I was traveling. So that's why I came up with Face Reflexology Clooney Concept, because I think it was what my clients seemed to get the most from at the time. So I wanted to pass this on, and then of course COVID happened, and I took everything online, really, and it's been I find it's fantastic since then, because of the current course I have now, I have somebody from Romania and somebody else from Australia.
Yes, it's a blessing, isn't it?
Isn't it really?
Absolutely.
Because we wouldn't get the opportunity to meet people in far-flung countries so often. So it's lovely. So it's lovely to have that. And I think initially, when everything went online, people were a little bit frightened by the technology, maybe, but everyone's used to that now, or a little bit more used to it. And obviously there's a practical element to the course, so that it's insurable, etc. So you have no worries there. And the course, even though it's online, is comprehensive, because it's now over 7 weeks which I might extend that a little bit and add just a little bit of business information on the last lesson, because sometimes I feel, even though I recommend people
Yeah.
that we know, it's just at the end of the course, it's nice to kind of tie it up a little bit like that, I think, for a lot of people it's been requested. But we start off with an introductory module, which with many foot reflexologists, they haven't worked on the face and maybe are a little bit rusty on the A&P of the head and face. So we go over that in the introduction module. And then there are 5 different maps.
Wow.
So they all layer one on top of the other.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2 maps are just to close the door on the world for most clients, and to let them just be, rather than have shopping lists whizzing around their heads, etc. So we do the first 2 calming maps to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. So, and it also brings you into the room as the therapist with the client. It works for both of us, really. We're there together, and then we're breathing together. And then we start, as I said, on maps 1 and 2, calming. Then from there, we go on to map 3 and 4, which are the 2 treatment maps. 3 is the organs and systems. So we work firmer, much firmer with map 3 and 4. And we use our middle fingers rather than our thumbs. So map 3 is the organs and systems. Map 4 is the musculoskeletal map. And these, and then we go on to map 5, which introduces the Eastern points.
Excellent.
And we also give our clients homework, because I'm a great believer in that it's a joint collaboration with our clients, that we're helping them, we're helping to support them, and they're helping to support themselves. So rather than just, oh, I'll go and see Mary, she's a wonderful reflexologist, she'll sort everything out for me. It's a 2-way street. So with the client, we have a grid that we put points on to give to the client, so that they can introduce a few points, do the map 5 that opens the points, introduce the points, so they can work for them on their face, which is easily accessible, in between visits to us, really. So that's helping, giving them extra support there. So and it's a lovely treatment that is quite interesting, because you might find that people might contact you and say, oh, could I have a facial? And you think, oh, that's actually not what this is about. This is reflexology on the face. So anything that you would work on the feet, you can actually work on the face. You can work on the feet, hands, and face. Yeah. So it's interesting, because people who come maybe to you who think it might be something like a beauty treatment, once you've explained a little bit but given them the treatment, absolutely love it. I had one client who just said, who thought it was going to be a beauty treatment, who came in, and she came in once a week for four weeks and was going to carry on. But it was after the 4th week, she said, does this work on PMT at all? And had realized, and it was her husband actually who had realized as well, that things had changed for her. So she came for one reason and stayed for another reason, so that's what I find interesting about this as well. But that's why I tend to call it kind of face reflexology, Clooney concept, because people sometimes can get confused with just the beauty aspect. Now, there is actually a little beauty aspect to it, because you're encouraging the blood supply to the muscles on the face, and you're working on the face, so people can look fresher and brighter after the treatment. But also you've been working on whatever their issue is as well, which can make them look different after a treatment also.
Definitely.
So yes, so it's a comprehensive course, because you do a map a week, and I see a demonstration of that map. so that because the course consists of a lesson where we go over the maps. There's also all the demonstration videos and manuals are on a platform called Thinkific. It's a teaching platform which you have access to during the course and after the course.
Excellent. Lovely.
So the demonstration maps are there. You watch the demonstration maps, you practice, you show me how you've copied that map, how your sequences are working for you. We have a one-to-one so that I can give you any support or help with that. And then we have the lesson after that. So that's each week for 6 weeks. And then we have for map 3, because it's a little bit more intricate, we have an extra study week. So
It's important.
it is really, because it can quite quickly if and life carries on for all of us as well, doesn't it, really? So just to have that little extra study week is helpful. And then at the end, there's a case study, which is one person, but you do that person over 4 weeks. So you can actually see yourself how the treatment works for people. And then once you're qualified, there's a graduates group as well. So, and I'm in there once a month doing Q&As. So it's like, you don't just take the L plates off and go off and become the expert. So, when you come across anything that you're not quite sure of, you can still come back to me. Excuse me. Sorry, there's a bit of pollen in the air here. You can come back to me and I can answer any questions that you might have.
It's excellent. It sounds so supportive and comprehensive, as you've said. We too agree with you, Catherine. It's so good to have that support network as well afterwards, and the mentoring.
Absolutely.
Just until the training wheels come off, so that they can fly, and it's the experiential aspect too. We in our training too, we can explain the experiences that they've
absolutely
come from. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So it's so important, because I think there can be a tendency, especially with CPD courses, is to kind of come do your course and thank you and goodbye.
Right.
And I think we should all be having continual support. So sorry, I'm going to cough again now. I'm so sorry about that. I'm in Italy at the moment, and it's the time of year for all the little pollen to fly around. So I think someone's managed to get in here. So apologies for that. Yes, it's so important, I think, to have support, really. So so the course, all in all, is quite comprehensive. It's not something that you would do to gain just CPD points. It really needs people to be committed to spending the time. And then the idea is, once the course is finished, then you're ready for clients, because you've been practicing each week on hopefully different people, because faces are different shapes and sizes, and skin has different textures. So it's interesting, really, while you're learning, to be able to work on as many different people as you can. And then sorry.
Question: is this suitable for all age groups? I mean, do you have children who may need to have that lovely calming aspect?
Yes.
Good. So
it's lovely for that. You can adjust the treatment. You can work on a little bit more on certain maps and a little bit less on certain. So you adjust the treatment for your person. It's very, very calming for young children. So that's lovely. Anything that's sort of stress related, because it engages the parasympathetic nervous system, kind of. So I find it quite quick to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's very calming for people. So you can just, if you have somebody who's maybe a little bit anxious, or you can do more of the calming sequences for them before you get into the treatment sequences. Or depending on the age, you vary your pressure. Absolutely. With younger children, and also with older people with thinner skin, you just vary that pressure with your fingers. And it also gives us a chance to use different parts of our hands as
Mm,
well,
yeah,
because we're
absolutely.
always kind of really strongly using our thumbs, whereas this
Mm.
on certain maps is very slow and rhythmical with our middle fingers, and then on another map we might kind of go sideways, but they're the calming maps.
Mm.
And then when we work on the other maps, we're a little bit deeper, we'll put pressure on in certain areas depending on what we want to work on.
Sounds lovely. I need to find somebody who's trained by you, Catherine.
Near you, that would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
sometimes, yeah, I'm thinking, oh, who's closest to me? But unfortunately, I live in the country, so it's kind of a couple of hours drive to anyone. And I think, oh gosh, it's lovely if you can have the treatment and then not spend, hours driving to get home, really. So.
Actually, that's a question. How do you find your people who are qualified? Do you have a directory as such? Is that something?
Now there will be a directory page going on the website. We're not quite, I haven't quite finished that yet, but that is in progress, so that people will be able to access where people are,
Brilliant.
which yeah, I find, and also other therapists, other
Yes.
FRCC therapists will be able to see where everyone is, so
Mhm.
that they can maybe have swaps
Yes, exactly.
treatments themselves. So it will be for everyone, but that's in the process of being put together as we speak. Yeah.
Brilliant. We've only just updated ours actually, but it's
Have you?
invaluable. Just as you say, for our own practitioners,
Mm.
just to keep in contact with each other, especially when they're just starting on the course. And as you say, well, we're as probably you are too. We actually have quite a few inquiries to ask where the nearest practitioner is.
Yes,
So we all need more people. That's for sure.
absolutely,
And there's a crying out for it actually.
absolutely.
Holistic therapists, there's no doubt about it. And certainly your concept sounds lovely because you've got so many different levels to it. That's the
Yeah, and
interesting part.
and I like the fact that it also, sometimes we can, we'll kind of give pointers to clients about lifestyle, etc. And but not many clients with kind of foot reflexology will work on themselves because it's a little bit more difficult for them.
Mhm.
But the
Mhm.
fact that, we're in the bathroom so many
Yes,
times a day, or we can look in a mirror and just do some things quite easily for ourselves
yeah.
that are very calming or centering when we need to just, I've got an important meeting, or I've got to go to the school, for something, that we can just calm things down so that we can deal with situations a little bit better as well. So that's easily accessible. So that's one of the things I love about it for clients and for everyone.
So where are you based at the moment, Catherine? I know.
I live in Southern Ireland in
Oh,
West Cork. That's where I normally live now, because
mhm.
my parents were from Ireland. I was, obviously, by the sound of me, you can tell I was born and brought up and lived in London for many years. And I've always loved traveling. And at the moment, I'm in on a lake about an hour from Rome. So,
Beautiful.
so I've got kind of friends over here. I lived here for a little while as well, and that's the beauty, of course, of me working online. I can, as long as I have good Wi-Fi,
Yes, yes,
I can work from anywhere, really.
yes.
Um, and I will. I think I'm going to try a couple of blended courses so that we do a lot of the work online, all the
Mhm.
theory online, and then maybe have 2 days where I kind of go over the practicals with people. So that will be something that I will be doing as well, to see how that works for everyone.
Great idea. So it's definitely expanding and new things to
Yes,
come, which is
yes, it
wonderful.
is. And also I thought, because it's a long course, and people have to commit time wise, it's a little bit more difficult during school holidays to commit to that time. So I am as well going to give some information about a 1 day course, an introductory course, so that you know what you would be getting on the 7 week course.
Lovely. Excellent. Oh,
So
look,
there'll be,
I love what you've been doing. I have seen you over the years, Catherine, and I've certainly seen some of your lovely presentations. which I know certainly in Love Reflexology group, I think there might be something there for sure and certain. I think I've seen you there, and also in Finding Your Feet, I think as well with
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I thought I do see you occasionally. I think it's really worthwhile just mentioning actually to any therapist is to follow each other too, just to
Yes.
make sure that we all keep up with the new progress, where we're going to, what's actually happening, any new CPD. It's great to have these different groups, but I think it's just worthwhile just following people to keep in touch. So
I totally agree. I totally agree. So, and I do encourage, all the students to, you know, get everybody. We all get each other's kind of Facebook or
yeah,
Instagram, and try and follow each other. Really. So that's an excellent thing to do. Absolutely.
definitely. I presume that everybody can go to a website or a
Yes.
central
Yes.
paper.
I've got catherineclooney.com, and there
Mhm.
is a training page on there that will have all the information. That's where I will be putting the 1 day courses up. They're not quite there yet because I haven't kind of
Mm,
honed the dates down completely. So, but that will be happening, and then any other information will be on the training page.
wonderful.
Okay.
It's
You
been
can
such
also get
an
me on
interesting
Facebook and
course.
Instagram as well. And if you want to email or call me,
Mm.
that's absolutely fine also. There's too many options there. But
No,
but I
I
do
get
like being available to people. But the easiest way actually is to fill in the inquiries form on the training page, and then that means you're in my inquiry section, and then we can always have a chat. So that will mean that you don't slip through the cracks if you do it that way.
perfect. Because I know that you are actually quite busy with your mentoring and you are committed. And like all of us, people don't realize actually behind the scenes, when you really love what you do and you want to see people sparkle and actually progress, um, it's the commitment behind the scenes actually to make that happen and
Really?
walk with that
Yes.
person for
Yeah.
sure and certain. And I can see that even speaking to you before and behind the scenes and trying to get in touch with you, I know that you're very committed and it's lovely to see. So
Thank
I'm really pleased that you've got your course up, running out there, and
thank you.
even things to come as well. It's been
Thank you
an
so much.
absolute pleasure actually to sort of meet you and hear about more about how you got onto your journey, and actually because I didn't realize in the past that you'd actually had that lovely interaction with both Middle Eastern women and both your experiences in over in the East as well. So
Yes.
it's
It's interesting because we know each other's names for
yeah,
such a long time, but sometimes don't know the details about each other. All of us aren't really. It's lovely to find out more, isn't it?
absolutely. And I like that part of your it sounds so much more so to come from you experientially is really interesting, because that's something that not a lot of people would have been involved with
Mm.
in the past, and for that to be a part of your whole makeup is really fascinating. So it's really
Oh,
big. Thank
great.
you.
And I think the more you kind of like go through life, things affect how you like to work with people. I always say that it's training from the heart, and I do absolutely believe that. And I keep the courses small because I want to spend time with people. I want to support people through the course. So, and I think that's been picked up over the years from seeing,
Yes.
from these experiences with other women, and seeing how people are with each other, and
Mm.
the response, and the development from working that way, really.
It's
So
that need to share, isn't it? It's just
yeah,
sharing the knowledge and the interest of the
absolutely.
whole thing, rather than just going out there and
So
teaching for the sake of teaching.
yeah, so thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to let people know a little bit more about me, Sharon. That's fabulous. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. So thank you, Catherine. And I hope everybody enjoys watching Catherine. Do get in touch with her if you're interested in attending Catherine's courses. You're in great hands, and we'll catch up, perhaps even down the track with Catherine again, see
Lovely. Yeah.
so you can describe some of your newer things. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.